quality and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Boss at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6 and Saturday until 3.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We're going to have open conversation today. I'm looking forward to chatting with you. Give me a buzz on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593. Both lines are open right now, by the way, so no waiting. Hey, What's on Your Mind brought to you by AR Roofing and Remodeling, K2 Engineering, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, Hicks & Boss Drugstore, and Gary's Auto Sales. All right, couple things on my list here today. Out in New Mexico, a jury has found Meta, the parent company of Facebook, violated state law and in misleading users about the safety of its platforms and allegedly enabling child sexual exploitation. So the jury has awarded the state $375 million. So Meta says they're obviously going to appeal the decision. If that fails and they do have to pay that fine, I don't know what New Mexico plans to do with it. In part of their prosecution, New Mexico said they created several accounts, I guess masquerading as children, and there was all kinds of sexual content that came over, including pictures of the supposed young people that they were masquerading as. So that's only one lawsuit. There is an even bigger one going on in California right now. I believe that's still in the trial phase. It has not gone to the, well, actually, I take that back. I think it has gone to the jury, but they've not come back with a verdict on that yet. Onlookers seem to think that in that case, they are leaning towards the plaintiff in that case as well. Let me see. So we're approaching day 40 of TSA being unfunded. Lines continue to stretch for, well, you don't have blocks in airports, but you get the gist. 2, 3, 4 hours waiting in line to get through security. So the Republicans have sent a proposal to Democrats in the Senate that, okay, we're gonna go along with one of your previous proposals where we're gonna fund everything except the enforcement and removal of operations part of ICE's budget, or of Homeland Security's budget. And, well, I guess the Democrats have now turned around and said no. So here it was, the Republicans wanted to say, okay, enough is enough. We're willing to do this. What you wanted, what you've been asking us for, and now the Democrats have said no. Very interesting, huh? The University of Sydney in Australia has released a major study It was published in Lancet magazine, if I remember correctly, where they looked at 54 previous studies and trials concerning marijuana usage. And these 54 trials, they took place between 1980 and 2025. And they found that their conclusion was some of the main reasons for marijuana usage as far as helping with health problems. Some of the major ones are depression, anxiety, and PTSD. And they found no evidence that marijuana was effective in battling these conditions. In fact, they said there's a risk of adverse side effects were 75% higher. They did find that there is some benefit in reducing epileptic seizures, multiple sclerosis symptoms, and certain types of pain. So, I guess good news and bad news when it comes to marijuana usage. Let's see here. The Pittsburgh City Schools are getting a bunch of flack with the NFL draft approaching. The school district of the city of Pittsburgh has decided to go to remote learning for 3 days, starting the day before the draft, the 22nd, and continuing for the rest of the week, the 23rd and the 24th, which is a Friday. So, yeah, they're getting flack for getting away from in-person schooling and doing it virtual learning for those 3 days. Opponents to this say of the 54 schools in the city of Pittsburgh school district, only one falls inside the draft area of festivities. Yeah, I find it odd. You know, they're saying, well, we don't want to disrupt things. Well, you are disrupting things. Okay. Well, speaking of the draft, our very own Nemacolin Resort is offering the Immaculate Reception Weekend. So you can stay 2 to 3 nights. It runs from the 23rd to the 26th. It costs anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000. The top hotel in Pennsylvania, as rated by U.S. News and World Report, says that this price will include a riverboat cruise with a lot of current and former Steelers on board, an evening of storytelling with Terry Bradshaw and Jerome Bettis, and a Wiz Khalifa concert. Not only that, they've teamed with Pittsburgh Brewing to develop a special 16-ounce can of the Divinity Draft beer for this whole weekend. It also includes, dinners and other parties up at Nemacolin and everything. So, darn, you know what? I just spent $30,000 on, something else. Otherwise, I just, had I known about this a day earlier, I'd have put off the other stuff. So, excuse me. You heard TJ on the news mentioning that the House up in Harrisburg has passed legislation that needs to go to the Senate now to increase Pennsylvania's minimum wage from $7.25 an hour to $15 an hour by 2020. 29, with continued raises after that. What are your thoughts on that? It was, I guess you could say, it passed with bipartisan approval. It was pretty much down party lines as to yes, no, but a couple Republicans did cross over and vote for the raise, and a couple Democrats crossed over to vote against the raise in the minimum salary. So, as I mentioned, it has to go to the Senate, which is controlled by the Republicans. If it passes there, then it goes to the desk of Governor Shapiro. The Senate could pass their own version, at which point it goes back to the House to see if they concur with that, and then it would go to the governor's desk. And, of course, if the Senate votes no, well, that just kills the legislation altogether. So, your thoughts on any of this, all of it, something else that you have in mind that you want to chat about? That's fine by me. Just give me a buzz. 724-438-4593. One other thing I want to bring up. If you've listened to this show for any length of time, you might have found out that I am a big fan of the TV series NCIS. I very rarely miss an episode. It's in its 23rd season. Last night, I think, was its 13th of the 13th episode of the 23rd season, and the 500th episode overall for NCIS. And I watched it, and boy, it was a great show. I really enjoyed it until I realized that Leon Vance, longtime director of NCIS for 18 seasons, was killed on the show last night. It's like, oh, I guess the producers, they wanted to do something special for the 500th. And yeah, Rocky Carroll, who's played that role for 18 seasons, well, his role has come to an end. So it was a great show, good show. I enjoyed it, but I was bummed out on that. So, oh well. On to next week as they go and solve another crime, and no word yet as to who will become the new director of NCIS. All right. So, anything else? Did you watch it last night? What were your thoughts? And is there any? This kind of leads off to something else here. How many? What character from your TV viewing experience was killed off in mid-season that really kind of caught you by surprise? A lot of times, they wait until the last few shows of a season to if they're going to get rid of somebody in such a fashion. Very rarely does something happen in mid-season. Sometimes they do a holdover, throughout the summer, and they leave you hanging. And when it comes back in the fall, the first one or two episodes, they might use that to close things out and say goodbye to a certain character. But in just, how often is a character just killed off in the middle of a season, especially a major character of a show? So if there's somebody else you can think of offhand, because right now I'm not thinking of anybody, but maybe you are, so we can have a little fun with that today. So give me a buzz on that. 724-438-4593. Both lines are open. I'm looking forward to chatting with you, whether it's on one of my topics or something of your own choosing. Either way, I'm happy to chat with you, so give me a buzz, and we're going to do so right after this.
Take the fact bus.
Caring for an aging parent or a loved one with medical needs? FACT, Fayette Area Coordinated Transportation, can help. Seniors 65 and older ride free on our fixed routes. People with disabilities get discounted shared rides. And if your loved one has medical assistance, their trips to doctors or treatment are covered under the shared ride program. Give them safe, reliable independence and yourself peace of mind. Call 724-628-RIDE or visit factbus.com. FACT, your community, your connection.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Sleep well tonight. Try out a new mattress from Route 21 Furniture with a large selection of mattresses, all sizes and comfort levels, with great prices, free local delivery and setup, and financing options. Route 21 Furniture. Open weekdays 9 to 5, Saturday 10 to 5, Sunday noon to 4. 724-737-2222 or route21furniture.com.
Route 21 Furniture. Take the road to your perfect home.
Warm weather means you'll be spending more time outside. So enjoy your deck or patio with retractable or fixed awnings from Lifetime Awnings. Made in the USA with manufacturer and customers guarantees, Lifetime Awnings products last. Lifetime Awnings is veteran-owned and operated with a 10% discount to all military veterans and their families. Call Lifetime Awnings 724-554-6067 or email John, the owner, at lifetimeawningsusa@gmail.com.
Unlock the energy at Live Casino Pittsburgh during the Spring ZDX giveaway. Play daily to earn entries toward our giveaway drawings on March 27th and 28th, where you could win a share of over $55,000 in prizes, or race away in a new 2026 Acura ZDX all-wheel drive EV. Get charged up for the Acura ZDX giveaway on March 27th and 28th, only at Live Casino Pittsburgh. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has two convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Forge Jr.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest. Now try the best. NovaCare. Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation today. Give me a buzz. I really want to hear from you. Whatever you want to talk about. Hey, we've got some nice spring weather back. 60 degrees out there. We do have, for the most part, blue sky. It gets a little hazy every now and then, but a nice day out there. So I hope you're able to enjoy it somewhat, huh? Okay. What else? So Pittsburgh Public Schools. You know, I was reading. They still have there's 200,000 students in the public schools. So they're going to be again interrupting in-person learning because of the draft. And you know, there's one school within the draft area, draft zone, if you will. So I just don't understand their reasoning. Read something about they lost 600,000 hours during the pandemic because of virtual learning. And they're now going to do how many kids are actually going to be there? show up. And the inconvenience for parents that both parents work, or maybe there's just one parent that works and relies on family members to help. Is this really a good thing? Is it really a good thing to take the kids out of in-person schooling and go to virtual? Is because there's a draft, NFL draft in town, and the influx of, they're talking what, 500,000 to 1 million visitors into the city, an influx. Yeah, so what? You know what? By the time they're going to getting up in the morning, these visitors, the kids are at school for the most part. So I don't see what the big deal is. I don't understand it myself. But what are your thoughts? What are your thoughts? And then, well, pertaining to the draft, but a little bit different. So we're going back to this the Divinity Draft beer that Nemacolin has, in combining with Pittsburgh Brewing, they've developed this beer. I'm really not sure how this works, but the football that Franco caught in the Immaculate Reception apparently is owned by 84 Lumber. It was given to Joe Hardy as a gift on his 100th birthday. So they've got the football. They've taken DNA off of the surface of that football and have made it part of the ingredients for brewing the Divinity Draft beer. I don't know. I honestly don't know what they did. What they do? Took a rag, wiped the football down with the rag, and then soaked it into the beer brewing process? I don't know. And I seriously wonder at this point in time, how many years later was this? We're talking like 50 years later? How many times has that football been wiped down from its previous owners? Is there any actual DNA left on it from the game, from the time of the? I think it's just a gimmick. I think it's a publicity stunt. And good for them. Good for 84 Lumber. Good for Nemacolin. If they sell out, it works. It worked, right? So good for them. I'm just not necessarily buying it. How about you on that? All right. We also mentioned. Well, all right. So I mentioned the study of studies that the University of Sydney did when it came to marijuana, and it said, yeah, it looks like there's some help, some benefits when it comes to reducing, epileptic seizures and symptoms of other diseases and stuff. But for the ones that is the leading reason for prescriptions for medical usage, such as depression, anxiety, and PTSD, they said, yeah, no, there's really no benefit at all from their showing. So, as people in this state push for legalized recreational usage, does this harm or hurt that movement? Especially when they say the risk of adverse side effects increases 75%. So what do you think about all of that? Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Well, good afternoon, Russ.
Hey, Frank, how are you?
Oh, it's a 60-degree day here.
Yeah?
After the winter we've had, I think it's wonderful.
Yes, it is very nice, yes.
Well, you and I grew up in the Pittsburgh areas. I imagine a lot of the listeners did in the 60s and 70s when Pittsburgh was the center of the steelmaking industry.
Yep.
And any number of ancillary industries. Since that time, the city's lost about a third of its population. You know, if the NFL draft had been held there when we were growing up, it would have been an interesting sideshow. You know, a kerfuffle, a bump in the road.
Yeah.
No biggie. But it's now become everything to the point where, you know, we're taking DNA off of footballs to make a beer culture.
Yeah.
What does that say about our culture?
I don't know what it says. It's just, I don't know. Maybe it just goes into the anything to make a buck.
Well, how do you spell decline?
Yeah.
You know? I mean, I was listening to you talk about the show NCIS. I don't even know what NCIS stands for.
Naval Criminal Investigation Service.
Okay. And I can't say I share your grief in the departure of character.
Oh, I'm not grieving. I'm not grieving
Well,
at all. I'm kind of bummed. I mean, I liked his character. And didn't see it coming. That's all.
You know, I read literature, and you know, occasionally a piece of fiction bums me. But here we are dancing on the edge of World War III. We're to what, about day 20?
Mm-hmm.
And just a little tidbit: the Straits of Hormuz are now shut down. Iran's effectively shut them down, and there's not much we can do. The price of oil is going to hit a record before too long. During the second Bush administration, I think it hit $150 a barrel.
175.
Is that right?
Yeah.
I thought it was a little lower, but be that as it may, it could break 175. It's certainly going to break 150. And, you know, for years the American dollar has been the bellwether of the world economy. Saudi Arabia is now accepting other currencies. And that was the basis of the petrodollar. Did you ever read a book called The Guns of August?
No.
It is just a tour de force in explaining how World War I happened. And in June of 1914, August 1914, most of the country had their vacations or were still on vacation. In England, they tend to go to the beaches, and word was passed around, you know, we're at war. Germany, France, Russia, the old Austrian-Hungarian Empire, we're all at war. It hadn't sunk in yet. And that was the end of not only the old order in Europe that had stood for 100 years since the days of Napoleon's defeat, but it was the real beginning and end of the English Empire and the German Empire and Russia. All these things were breaking up, and yet everyone was just distracted because, you know, life had been good for so long. And I'm thinking that we're just on the edge of a precipice like that. The world alignments have all changed, and we're distracted with, fantasies, whether they be fantasy football or shows on TV or, the latest and greatest whatever. We're just all distracted with that stuff, and we don't realize that our standard of living and lifestyles are going to change radically from here on in. This is why I study history. I know it should be taken out of schools because it's a bore and other things are more important. But.
Well, no, there's an adage, those who, don't know history are doomed to repeat it, and there's a lot to be said for that adage. No, history should be a major part of education on that. And I don't necessarily agree with you, Franklin, that we're on, a precipice of major change. Some realignments, maybe, yeah. If you look what's happening in the Middle East, all the countries that Iran was counting on to be their allies and be on their side are saying, no, we're lining up with the U.S. here. You need to go. And reports are that some of these other countries are ready to step in militarily themselves against Iran. So if there is a change, it's a change towards allying with the U.S. and to a lesser extent, as a result, Israel.
Well, I hope I'm wrong, and I do tend towards pessimism. There are a lot of countries that are with Iran. Sadly, Russia, the Houthis in Yemen. This war, by the way, when the price of oil skyrockets, it's just going to be a treasure trove for Russia to continue fighting Ukraine. India and China are both very concerned because they get most of their oil from that area, as does Japan, a country that wasn't consulted before we went in. Did you see what President Trump did in front of the Japanese prime minister or president?
About why he didn't tell anybody ahead of time?
Yes,
Yeah.
a reporter, a Japanese reporter asked, why wasn't Japan consulted? Japan is not China, but Japan is probably the second largest economy in the world. And a close ally, certainly. And they weren't informed of this. And the reporter asked President Trump, and he said, we wanted the element of surprise. And then he went on to say the Japanese
ask Japan
are very
about
good at the element of surprise.
Yeah.
Remember Pearl Harbor. Is this guy nuts or what?
He said the truth. He said the truth. It's like he didn't make anything up. He said the truth.
Oh, absolutely. Something that happened 80 years ago, did the Japanese want their nose rubbed in that? Come on. No, this is a diplomatic slap in the face. Good Lord.
All right.
It's the truth, but a lot of things are the truth. What if he'd have gone on and said, we showed you with a couple of atomic bombs, that would have been true too. This guy's just not thinking. And, you look at the way the dominoes are falling by this kind of an attack on Iran. Russ, I'm afraid it doesn't bode well. And yet we're all distracted with, the fluff and feathers of things like football and TV and, the good life.
Okay.
So I hope I'm wrong, but just a little thought to spoil the day.
Right.
I'm going to go out and rake some leaves.
Actually, there is, if you want to look at some comparisons. There's an article on an op-ed piece in the New York Times today, comparing today's skirmish, conflict, whatever you want to call it, war, with those in the past, and how much better things are going this time around than in the past. So you can take a look at that.
See, I call it the fast track to Armageddon, but maybe that's just me.
Okay. Alrighty.
You know. Okay. Very good.
All right,
Enjoy
Frank.
your day.
Hey, you do the same. Thanks for your call. Appreciate it. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hey, both lines are open now, 724-438-4593. I'm going to take another little break, so that gives you time to dial those 10 digits. And you and I, well, we'll close out hour one of what's on your mind right after this.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks. When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
You excited for Fish Fry Fridays, but not necessarily sure where you want to go? Then may we suggest the Butte House of Fish at the West Licensing Fire Department on Butte Road in West Licensing. Fish fries are held every Friday through Good Friday from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Dine in or take out. They offer 4 meal options and various traditional sides, including haluski and pierogies. Enjoy a great meal and then check out their Chinese auction, Progressive 50/50, and other raffles and games. See you Friday at the West Licensing VFD. When you need notary services, trust the best. Sandy Howell Notary Services, back-to-back gold medal winner for Best Notary in Fayette County. They're here for you with extended hours to fit your schedule. Sandy Howell's also the 2025 gold medal winner for Best Title Company. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 724-564-8955 today for Sandy Howell Notary Services, where excellence is signed and sealed.
Tune in each Saturday morning from 6 to 7 a.m. right here on WMBS 590 AM and FM 101.1 for Garden Talk Radio. It's the Gardening with Joey and Holly radio show. Topic focused, guests from across the country, and answering your garden questions. Send your questions in now to gardentalkradio@gmail.com or call anytime to 1-800-927-SHOW. That's every Saturday morning from 6 to 7 a.m. right here on WMBS 590 AM and FM 101.1. Catch the replay Monday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Don't rely on luck when it comes to your tax return. Hot days are on the way. Time to swap out that old air conditioner and stay cool all season long. Turning your tax return into an HVAC upgrade is a very smart move. As we spring ahead into summer heat, don't let your tax return sit idle. Invest in a home comfort system and enjoy comfort and savings for years to come. Our partnership with Amana means you can enjoy top-of-the-line quality and unbeatable efficiency. Not yet ready to replace? Remember to schedule a clean and tune-up for efficiency and longevity. Don't forget about those dirty ducts. Easy Air Professional Duct Cleaning will get the job done right with improved air quality and energy savings. Contact us today at 724-438-4575 for a free consultation to maximize your tax return, then enjoy a comfortable, healthy, and cool spring and summer.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Looking to update your home? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in kitchen and bathroom remodels that transform your space from outdated to outstanding. Our designers work with you to create the look you've always wanted with custom cabinetry, countertops, and flooring options to fit your style and budget. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to plan your dream kitchen or bath. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
This is attorney Michael Mays of the Davis & Davis Law Firm. We have been helping injured people just like you recover millions of dollars for over 45 years. If you're hurt or injured, I want to meet you and make sure you get the money that you deserve. Call me at 724-437-2799 for your free consultation. The Davis & Davis Law Firm has been protecting our neighbors in Greene and Fayette counties for over 45 years. Go to davisanddavislaw.com or call 724-437-2799 for your free consultation.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation. We've got about 5 minutes left in hour one of What's on Your Mind, and both lines are open, so give me a buzz. 724-438-4593. That is the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line. No waiting. As I mentioned, both lines are open. Hey, we've got some high school baseball scheduled later today. So you can catch the Connellsville Laurel Highlands game here on the radio and on YouTube. So that pregame starts at 3:40. So figure 40 minutes after I sign off, you can tune in to hear Brian and the rest of the crew with first pitch at 4 o'clock. So that's on today's sports schedule here on WMBS. Of course, tomorrow there is no show, no short show, because we'll be bringing you the Pirates seasoner opener as they visit the New York Mets. So 12:50 pregame on that, and 1:15 tomorrow for the first pitch of the Pirates 2026 season. Tomorrow night then also Penguins. They're at the Ottawa Senators. Excuse me, pregame on that is 6 with the puck dropping at 7. So there's some sports coming your way in the next few days. I honestly don't know what to think about what's going on in the Middle East concerning Iran right now. You know, we have our president telling us that negotiations are going very well, that Iran gave him a big present. We don't know what that present is. He's not telling us. That they're talking to the right people. But then again, Iran comes out and says they have discarded and said no, turned down the 12-point peace plan that the administration has presented, and also saying there's been no negotiating going on. All I know for certain is that we're still going after military targets in Iran, but the president has put a pause on going after the Iranian power grid. That pause is only good for a couple more days before I would assume those targets are now back into play. So, I guess we're going to have to wait a couple more days of this he said, she said negotiating technique until this 5-day pause comes to an end, and we see whether that gets extended or if bombing resumes at the Iranian power grid. So that's kind of where things stand. You hear reports that the populace of Iran, they're just waiting for the word. Well, I guess from the former prince, the former Shah's son, who has said he's willing to come on in and, form a new government until elections can take place and other stuff. But the population is waiting for word from him before they truly rise up and overthrow this theocratic regime that's been hampering Iran since '78. So, big waiting game. Big waiting game. We'll have to just wait and see, I guess, huh? 724-438-4593. We are quickly running out of time this hour, but there's still a chance for you to call in and chat for a few seconds anyway. So, or just wait until next hour where we'll have more time to chat, obviously. So there you go. All righty. Again, I've mentioned we're 60 degrees outside. It's gotten a little overcast out there, but it's 60 degrees, and the sun does pop out every now and then. So I hope you're able to get outside. If you haven't taken your lunch yet, grab a sandwich and head outside and enjoy today's offerings. All right, that does it for this hour. CBS News is on the horizon here. They're going to bring you news from around the world, around the country. And then TJ is going to be in here with the local news, sports, and weather. And when that's all said and done, I'll get back into this seat for another hour of What's on Your Mind, 724-438-4593. This is WMBS Uniontown. It is 2 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, your home for original reporting.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. In a landmark social media addiction case, a jury in Los Angeles finds Meta and YouTube liable for a woman's childhood social media addiction. The plaintiff has been awarded $3 million. Meta says it respectfully disagrees with the verdict and is evaluating its legal options. CBS's Jolene Kent reports.
Meta and YouTube both liable on all charges in this LA Superior Court case, in addition to the New Mexico State Attorney General's case that was won yesterday by the state of New Mexico. I mean, this is an incredibly important moment. I expect, as Meta said in New Mexico, they plan to appeal that case.
The House Homeland Security Committee has been holding a hearing on the impact of the Department of Homeland Security shutdown, including long airport lines. Deputy TSA Administrator Ha Nguyen McNeil testifies.
Prior to this shutdown, our TSO call-out rate was 4%. Now, multiple major airports are experiencing days where 40 to 50% of their staff are calling out because they simply cannot afford to report to work.
Efforts to break the funding and standoff over the ICE enforcement policies keeps getting hung up. CBS's Torian Small on Capitol Hill.
Democrats did say that they gave a counterproposal to Republicans, but at this moment, it is a stalemate.
The UN Secretary General is warning the world is staring down the barrel of a wider war because of the conflict with Iran. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
Antonio Guterres said it's gone too far.
More than 3 weeks on, the war is out of control.
And he said peace initiatives must get underway.
My message to the United States and Israel is that it is high time to end the war as human suffering deepens, civilian casualties mount, and the global economic impact is increasingly devastating.
He called on Iran to stop attacking its neighbors.
A Harvard University study finds methane emissions in major American cities are significantly higher than reported to the EPA.
Researcher Zhaolin Wang says the main culprits are landfills and gas infrastructure, which appear to play a larger role in climate change than scientists previously realized.
Use satellite observations that can detect methane from space. And this satellite allows us to see emissions across all those entire cities, and we can detect the exact source of that emission.
The researchers say lower methane emissions coming from Los Angeles proves that cities can create rules to quickly reduce emissions. Christopher Cruz, CBS News.
Stocks are up on Wall Street. This is CBS News.
Every Sunday, moderator Margaret Brennan goes face-to-face with top leaders to make you better informed. Face the Nation, Sunday on CBS and streaming on Paramount.
There are over $5.8 million in $100 prizes in the new $100 blowout scratch-off game from the Pennsylvania Lottery. And we at WMBS want to give you a chance to get your hands on some of it. Now, through April 20th, just be the sixth caller to 724-438-4593 when you hear. And you'll win 6 of those $5 tickets. What would you do with an extra $100 today? Benefits older Pennsylvanians every day. Must be 18 or older to play. Please play responsibly.
Unlock the energy at Live Casino Pittsburgh during the Spring ZDX giveaway. Play daily to earn entries toward our giveaway drawings on March 27th and 28th, where you could win a share of over $55,000 in prizes. Or race away in a new 2026 Acura ZDX all-wheel drive EV. Get charged up for the Acura ZDX giveaway on March 27th and 28th, only at Live Casino Pittsburgh. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Something new on the way for Lord of the Rings fans.
When did we allow evil to become stronger than us?
Creator Peter Jackson is teaming with an unlikely pair for a new Lord of the Rings movie.
And you can see for yourself. Hang on. There we go. Hello. Hi, Peter.
This one will be from Tolkien fan Stephen Colbert and his screenwriter's son.
The thing I found myself reading over and over again were the 6 chapters early on in the Fellowship that y'all never developed.
Colbert says Shadows of the Past will be based on Three is Company through Fog of the Barrow Downs.
Are you sure you've got the time?
Turns out I'm going to be free starting this summer.
CBS's Late Show ends in May. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
A woman who prosecutors say fired shots at Rihanna's home while the singer and her family were there has pleaded not guilty. Ivana Lisette Ortiz of Orlando, Florida, is charged with the attempted murder of Rihanna and 10 counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. Jennifer Kuiper, CBS News.
Now the local, district, and statewide news. Being brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealers. Keeping you warm and cozy in winter and cool and comfortable in summer with a quality Bryant gas furnace or air conditioning system. And now the news.
And good afternoon. It's 2:05. It's mostly cloudy and 65 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios. Injured, call today for your free consultation, 724-437-2799. Your local station, 590 AM, 101.1 FM, WMBS. I'm TJ DeStefano. Sports and weather will follow the news. The Laurel Highlands School Board took action Tuesday night against 2 instructors that were charged in the last week for sexual incidents that involved students in the district. During the special school board meeting last night, the board voted to fire teacher Martin Gaddy and suspend junior ROTC instructor Daniel Cervone pending further review. State police say that Gaddy called a female student into his classroom and asked her to kiss him, while Cervone admitted to having a sexual relationship with a student that started when the student was 15 years old in 2019 and continued into 2020. Cervone is in the Fayette County Jail on $20,000 bail. Gaddy is out of jail on a $40,000 unsecured bail, and both have preliminary hearings in April. A missing Fayette County girl has been found safe in South Carolina. Fayette County District Attorney Mike Auble said 17-year-old Emily Solonic, who disappeared after working at McDonald's in Uniontown on March 18th, is in the process of being reunited with her family. 20-year-old Michael Hart has been charged with the interference of custody of children. Investigators say Solonic was removed from Pennsylvania on March 18th and placed with Hart's family member. Initially, police say Hart allegedly denied any knowledge of Emily's whereabouts. No Kings protests are returning to Western Pennsylvania and cities across the nation this weekend. Organizers of the grassroots movement are planning to rally in opposition of the Trump administration's policies and the recent immigration crackdown in particular. The first round of No Kings protests happened last summer in an effort to push back against immigration enforcement and the military parade for President Trump's birthday. Demonstrations are planned for Saturday at the City County building in Pittsburgh and in other communities including Greensburg, Washington, Uniontown, and Beaver. The Pentagon is planning to send more soldiers to the Middle East as the war with Iran continues. Monica Nelson has the story.
Multiple reports say the U.S. Army's 82nd Airborne Division will be deployed to the region to support operations against Iran. Despite that move, there has reportedly been no decision to put troops on the ground inside the country. President Trump has expressed optimism that the war will end soon and said Tuesday talks with Iran were going well. The Strait of Hormuz, meanwhile, remains closed to most vessels as Iran threatens attacks on commercial shipping. I'm Monica Nelson.
WMBS time is 2:08. Sports and weather after this.
439-2323 for 24-hour emergency service. Call us when you need. We're Fayette's Heating and Air Conditioning, your service company.
When it's sweltering outside, you'll be cool inside with central air conditioning from Bryant, the people that know cool. And it's easy to have a central air conditioning system installed in your home. Simply call on your Bryant dealer, Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, located near the Laurel Mall on Route 119, north of Uniontown. The phone number is 439-2323. Let Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning rescue you from the sticky, humid summer weather. Remember that number for Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer, 439-2323.
Call Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, 439-2323, 439-2323, 439-2323.
In sports, high school baseball this afternoon. C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Day on WMBS. Connellsville visits Laurel Highlands. Sprouse Insurance Group pregame at 3:40. First pitch is at 4 o'clock. Pirates open the regular season tomorrow afternoon as they visit the New York Mets. Paul Skeens will be on the mound. Pregame is at 12:50. First pitch 1:15 tomorrow on WMBS. And the Penguins visit the Ottawa Senators tomorrow night. We'll have the game starting with the pregame at 6 and face-off at 7. We'll have cloudy skies for the rest of the afternoon. 66 will be the high, mostly cloudy, 55 tonight. Showers early tomorrow, then cloudy and 71. Right now, it is mostly cloudy and 65 outside the Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law Studios at 2:10 on this Wednesday afternoon. I'm TJ DeStefano. Up next, hour 2 of What's on Your Mind with Russ Rhodes on WMBS.
The local, district, and statewide news has been brought to you by Fayette Heating and Air Conditioning, your Bryant dealer. Route 119 north of Uniontown, located near Laurel Mall. Phone 439-2323.
You may have noticed a new internet company knocking at your door with claims like, "I'm not here to sell you anything," or "I wouldn't lie to you." The truth is, Armstrong has played an important role in your community for decades, and we're not going anywhere. That new internet provider will probably change their name, get bought out by another company, or fold completely. Armstrong, the internet you count on, the people you trust. Visit ArmstrongOneWire.com today or anytime in the future.
If you are looking for a trusted local law firm with a strong commitment to their clients, look no further than Zebley Law Offices. Attorney Zebley has been practicing law in Fayette County for more than 4 decades. Although specializing in bankruptcy, Zebley also handles real estate matters, civil suits, collections, wills, powers of attorney, and more. If you need legal help, go with a name you recognize and trust. Call Zebley Law Offices today at 724-439-9200.
Hey, you looking for a quality pre-owned vehicle? Well, look no more, because with over 200 vehicles, Gary's Auto Sales is the largest used car dealer in the area. Whether you want a car, a truck, or an SUV, you'll absolutely find what you're looking for at Gary's. Gary's has been in business since 1974. You can visit them online at Gary'sAutoSales.com, or you can give them a call at 724-626-8080. Gary's Auto Sales. Many miles, many smiles.
Are you considering a project design and don't know where to start? K2 Engineering offers a wide range of professional civil, architectural, and municipal services to meet your individual project needs. Our versatility, combined with our personalized approach, is what sets us apart as a full-service engineering and consultation firm. To learn more about our services, please visit us on the web at www.k2engineering.net. K2 Engineering, where customer service is our priority.
Did you know that you have a choice for your physical therapy provider? NovaCare Rehabilitation offers same-day appointments, and oftentimes you don't need a prescription from your doctor to see us. We will make sure that you are treated as an individual and will work directly one-on-one with you to help achieve your goals. You have tried the rest, now try the best. NovaCare, Delaware Avenue in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-0556 to schedule your appointment today.
Are you tired of looking at the same old furniture day in and day out? Then it's time to let Chesler's Fine Furniture work their magic. Chesler's offers the finest in name-brand home furnishings by famous manufacturers, plus accent pieces that underline your unique sense of style, and they are all sale priced. There are living room suits by King Hickory, Lancer, Craftmaster, and Best Chair, each offering a distinct flair of comfort and design in many styles and fabrics. The largest selection of metal dinettes by Douglas, and dining sets in your choice of finishes and woods. Chesler's has exceptional bedding by White Dove and Imperial in your choice of size and firmness. Chesler's Fine Furniture also offers genuine Lazy Boy recliners and living room suits for pure relaxing comfort. In addition to the great deals and incredible value, you can count on Chesler's for friendly, courteous service, delivery, and layaway. Credit terms are available with up to 6 months, same as cash. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
Are you looking to list or sell your house? Now is the time to let the professionals at Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty help you with all of your real estate needs. Caldwell Banker Laurel Ridge Realty has 2 convenient locations to better serve you. In Uniontown area, 724-437-7100, or in Connellsville area, 724-628-7200, and speak with one of our real estate professionals. Visit our website, caldwellbanker.com. We have been proudly serving Western Pennsylvania area for over 30 years and look forward to helping you with all of your real estate needs. Broker Paul Borge Jr.
Your local station, WMBS.
The views and opinions presented by the host, guests, or callers on this program do not necessarily represent the positions of WMBS Radio.
Welcome back to Hour 2 of Open Conversation here on What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. Both lines of the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line are open, so give me a buzz at 724-438-4593. What's on Your Mind brought to you by Gary's Auto Sales, K2 Engineering, AR Roofing and Remodeling, Coldwell Banker, Laurel Ridge Realty, and Hicks and Boss Drugstore. All righty, just to kind of recap my possible topics of conversation. And again, it's just mine. If there's something else you want to talk about, that's fine by me, but you're still going to have to give me a call, 724-438-4593. All right, well, New Mexico, the state, earlier this year sued Meta and Facebook, saying they violated state law in misleading users about the safety of its platforms and allegedly enabling child sexual exploitation. Well, the state won their case, and Meta has been ordered to pay the state $375 million. Now, and I brought this up at the same time as well, the verdict now has come in the California case, and the jury there is awarding $300 million to the plaintiff on that, who claimed in her lawsuit that, well, again, there were no safety. There was no safety features built into any of their programs that allowed her to become addicted to being online, to being on TikTok and Instagram constantly, and having to post, and it was just an addiction that she says was forced upon her by Facebook and Meta. So the jury has sided with the young woman on that, and there's another $300 million that Meta and Facebook are going to have to pay out. That too, I am sure, will be appealed. Let's see here. TSA agents are still going without pay, as are Coast Guard and other departments within Homeland Security. I think it's either on our 39th or 40th day without getting any pay. Over 400 TSA agents have resigned because, well, they're not getting paid. They can't work. Others are just calling off work, not showing up. Because, again, they're not getting paid. They might not be able to have gas to get to work, whatever the reasons they're not showing up. So the Republicans have gone back to the Democrats in the Senate and said, okay, you proposed a while back that to fund everything except for the enforcement and removal operations protocol within the whole immigration system. He says, we go along with that. Okay, so let's go back to work. And Democrats, hold on a minute. No, we've got some more demands now. So Democrats no longer want what they wanted. They're wanting more. So the impasse continues. If you're planning on flying, get early. I mean, not just early, but early before your flight. Lines up to 4 hours long, maybe longer. I heard something about you might be able to fly cross country in the amount of time that it'll take somebody to get through a line at an airport. That I can believe. Okay, University of Sydney down in Australia took a look at 54 marijuana trials between 1980 and 2025 and determined that that marijuana really didn't do anything when it came to depression, anxiety, or PTSD, which are some of the leading reasons for prescribing medicinal marijuana. In fact, they said there's no evidence of it being effective, and in fact, there's a risk of adverse side effects rising 75%. So it did say, on the positive side, though, if you're looking for a positive side, that there is evidence that it reduces epileptic seizures and multiple sclerosis symptoms and certain types of pain. So there's that. Pittsburgh Public Schools has said they're going to shut down during the NFL draft. They're going to start the day before, Wednesday the 22nd, and continue Thursday and Friday. As the NFL draft comes to the city of Pittsburgh, Pittsburgh Public Schools have 54 schools within its district, 200,000 students, but only one school is in the designated zone of draft activities. So, not necessarily, in my opinion, not a good thing. The Pennsylvania House voted yesterday to increase the minimum wage in Pennsylvania. It currently stands at $7.25 an hour. They want to raise it in increments, with it hitting $15 an hour in 2029. And then subsequent years after that, continuing to rise based off of cost of living expenses. So, and then back to the draft here. Nemacolin Resort, 5-star resort, recently named by U.S. News and World Report as the top hotel in Pennsylvania, is having an immaculate reception weekend where you're going to get to go on a riverboat cruise where there's going to be a bunch of Steelers on board as well that you could mingle with. There's going to be an evening of storytelling by Terry Bradshaw and Jerome Bettis up at the resort. They're going to have a concert by Wiz Khalifa. They've commissioned Pittsburgh Brewery to come up with a new beer that's named the Divinity Draft Beer. You can have all of that. You can partake in all of that, along with other dinners and parties and receptions, for a minimum of $10,000. Other packages are $20,000 and $30,000, and you could go for a 2-day or two-night or 3-night stay on all of that. So there you go. So, you know, if you got an extra 30 grand sitting around just doing nothing, you know, you're sitting there right now as you're listening to me and says, you know, I've got that pile of $30,000 stashed away in the flour tin in the kitchen there. Wonder if I can go spend that up at Nemacolin. So now you can. There you go, right? Okay. All right, 724-438-4593. 3. Both lines are open. I'm looking forward to chatting with you, whether it's one of my topics. If there's something else you want to chat about, by all means, we can do that as well. So, all right, so these lawsuits against Meta, Facebook, especially the one in California. The young woman who is being awarded $300 million basically sued for Facebook ruining her life and its other platforms. She said that their Instagram, it was needing this instant gratification, that she would post something, a video, and so she constantly had to check on it and see who was commenting on it and what it was they were saying, and it was this addiction that she said, and it was Facebook's fault because they didn't put any stipulations, any roadblocks, any disclaimers, nothing like that to indicate that, well, what she was doing could be addictive. Apparently, there was evidence presented of memos, with internal memos at Facebook and Meta, talking about how they could increase FaceTime with the users, how they could keep them on there longer, because it drives their ad money. So the more viewers they have, the more money they can charge for ads and other content that is available through their many platforms. She took no responsibility for her own actions. And so what do you think about that? Okay, so what? That Facebook didn't put any disclaimers, didn't say this may be addictive. Is that their fault? Did they know, really? So I guess that's where you have to look at it. If Facebook knowingly created content, created platforms to ensure somebody stays on, and if they go off, to make sure they come back again. Is it any different from the drug manufacturer? Is there a difference? I think we all are addicted to something on various scales. At the same time, I think most of us are able to control that addiction, but there are those that can't. I mean, just take a look at drug users who are, in and out of rehab, and they just can't kick the habit as much as they want to. They can't. They've got a personality that just makes it hard for them to addict. And well, aren't the drug manufacturers, isn't that what they're counting on? Isn't that what, and so does that make Facebook, Meta, different just because it's a legal product? Does that excuse them? Apparently not. We've had 2 juries in 2 days say no, it doesn't excuse them, that they purposely manipulated. But I still come back to, there was no personal responsibility at all. And so, okay, Facebook was found guilty. Facebook was found liable in a court of law. They're going to appeal it. How long the appeal is going to go, who knows? How high up it goes, who knows? I don't know. But your thoughts on all of this? 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Hi, Russ. How you doing?
Good. Yourself, Bob?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, that's good. I was so tired yesterday. I was going to call you yesterday. I was so good being tired, but you was talking about mysteries of the world. You was mentioning one of them was Mystery of Marie Celeste. And actually, there was a movie made in 1936, and I know you and I talked about this about a week or two ago, about the Bela Lugosi and the Phantom Creeps. Bela Lugosi was in Mystery of Marie Celeste, and it's very rare to see an actor in the performance, and it's so sad he was typecast, but he made mostly bad movies. But those bad movies are actually pretty good movies, so they had decent scripts, half-decent scripts. But anyhow, that was made in 1936, Mystery of Marie Celeste. I know it's all those people disappeared in that boat in 1874.
Mm-hmm.
It was in 1872, and he played like a one-armed guy, and he was the only one surviving at the end of the movie. It's a black and white movie. If you get the opportunity, maybe you can get that on YouTube or get on DVD to take a look at it. It's interesting, black and white.
Okay.
Really, it's interesting. Some of it might be fictitious or reality, but they had it was a pretty good movie in my opinion. Way back in 1936.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, did you get a chance to see the Phantom Creeps? The one I was telling you about a week ago?
No, I haven't. No.
Okay, yeah, that's another one to check out. But you was talking about all about these airplanes and all these on strike, and a lot of them are falling asleep. All this and that going on, and I'm glad that there's programs that they're giving them, like Salvation Army programs, helping give them food, but they're not getting paid for being a pilot. And all of them were workers, and then a lot of people waiting in line for get on the airplane, and they're waiting, and they're so disappointed. So when's that going to end? I wonder that strike.
Yeah, I don't. Well, it's not a strike; it's a shutdown. It's the government is not
government
funded.
shutdown.
Yeah.
Government shutdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
When are they ever going to get paid?
Well, I mean, I'm sure they're going to get back paid, but can the workers survive until that point in time?
That's the catch.
Since they're continuing to go to work, I don't even think they're eligible for unemployment benefits.
Well, even though they're working, a lot of them are working like sometimes a job of two people and three, and some of them they're tireless work and falling asleep, and that's not good. I mean, that's not good to overwork yourself.
Right.
And it's just I don't know what the question mark is, but hopefully they get this settled and they get paid and get back on track again. And a lot of them, I guess, a lot of them quit too. A lot of the pilots quit. They're not getting paid, and some of them are working without pay. So
they're all working without pay.
All of them, yeah.
Yeah, all of them, and over 400 have quit, and then a lot of them are they're calling off work.
Yeah, they're calling off. Yeah.
Yeah.
So hey, what are you gonna do? I just hope. Just hope to get this back on organized again.
Well, I like what Delta Airlines has done. They've come out and said, okay, you know what, you congressmen and you senators, guess what? You're no longer going to be able to cut through the line. You've lost that perk. You're going to have to stand in line like everybody else.
Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But hey, like everybody else does.
Yeah. Good for them. I hope other airlines follow up and do the same thing.
Hope they follow the line, because all the traffic that's been doing. That's the only way to hope the wake up call.
Yeah, you're about to go home on Easter break. You can stand in line. You can wait.
Like everybody else.
Maybe you'll miss your flight too.
Maybe they wake up if they have to wait in line.
Yeah.
So. And you were talking about the Devil's Triangle in Florida, like the Triangle. And I've seen so many documentaries over the years, Even I know, I think back in the middle 1970s, Vincent Price he narrated a documentary about the Devil's Triangle.
Yeah.
But I often wonder, like, airplanes' disappearance of like 1948, all these planes going down, it's like a vacuum, sucking the planes down in the water, into a hole.
Yeah.
Where are they disappearing to? Is it like a lost city underwater?
Maybe that's where Atlantis is.
That's that's a possibility. I heard you talk about that too.
Yeah. Well, here's another one. What really happened to that Malaysia airline flight a few years ago that it went down in the ocean? Have no idea why.
What section of the ocean?
It was out in the Indian Ocean someplace.
Okay.
Yeah.
It disappeared. Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. So
I
forget the flight number. Malaysia Air Flight 348, I think, something like that.
Okay.
So, yeah. But went down without a trace. Couldn't find anything. No.
Without a trace.
Yeah.
But I still wonder about it's mysterious about the Devil's Triangle going down out, east of Florida. I mean, never could find any real answers to that, and they're still trying to, for years and years trying to investigate that.
Right.
It's just, and you talked about that trooper back in 1971, how he disappeared. And I don't know if he's still living. If he is, he's real old. But I don't know. That's a mystery.
Cooper, yeah.
Yeah. That's back in 1971. How he did all that money.
Yeah, 200,000, which they found a bunch of it years later on a creek bed.
Okay.
So, and I forget how much they found, but they were able to trace it back to, the serial numbers that were found on it. But it wasn't the full 200,000. I want to say it was like 30,000 that was found.
30,000. Okay.
Yeah. But that's the only clue that they've ever been able to find.
Yeah.
At that time. Yeah. So.
Somebody just asked me a question this morning. Are they ever going to raise the minimum wage in Pennsylvania? It's $7.25 an hour for the past 7-8 years now. And is people ever going to get $15 an hour on the minimum wage?
Well, the House just passed it yesterday, so we'll see what the Senate has to say about it.
See what the Senate goes, yeah.
Yep.
But, hey, see what happens.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, hey, you take care.
Okay, Bob, thanks for your call.
Yeah,
Gotta run.
okay.
Bye-bye. Hey, got to take a quick little break, but both lines are currently open, so give me a buzz on the WVU Medicine Uniontown Hospital talk line, 724-438-4593.
Wind, hail, sudden leaks? When your roof takes a beating, we're here for you at AR Roofing and Remodeling. We're a locally and veteran-owned contractor, available 24/7 for repairs. As an Owens Corning Platinum Preferred Contractor, we get the job done right. Call 724-550-3064 or visit arremodels.com for your free estimate.
For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace. Don't rely on luck when it comes to your tax return. Hot days are on the way. Time to swap out that old air conditioner and stay cool all season long. Turning your tax return into an HVAC upgrade is a very smart move. As we spring ahead into summer heat, don't let your tax return sit idle. Invest in a home comfort system and enjoy comfort and savings for years to come. Our partnership with Amana means you can enjoy top-of-the-line quality and unbeatable efficiency. Not yet ready to replace? Remember to schedule a clean and tune-up for efficiency and longevity. Don't forget about those dirty ducts. Easy Air Professional Duct Cleaning will get the job done right with improved air quality and energy savings. Contact us today at 724-438-4575 for a free consultation to maximize your tax return, then enjoy a comfortable, healthy, and cool spring and summer. For economy, price, and quality service, call Economy Furnace.
Uniontown Liquidation Outlet wants to thank you for borrowing our special pay at 2025. Come shop with us for the lowest prices around. We have toys, home goods, tools, electronics, and much more. We offer layaway, so stop in today and ask us how it works. We are located inside the Uniontown Mall.
The Uniontown Liquidation Outlet. Visit us on Facebook, Uniontown Liquidation Outlet.
Hope to see you soon.
Businesses come in all shapes and sizes. Integrity doesn't. For more than a century, the Better Business Bureau has set the standards for how businesses should operate honestly and ethically. So when you're looking for a business you can trust, check to see who's BBB accredited and who isn't. Always choose the better business. Look for the BBB seal because it's looking out for you. That's why it's the sign of a better business. And find a better business anytime at bbb.org.
Having Hicks & Baugh's drugstore in Uniontown means reliable, quality, and friendly service. Pharmacists Stephen Harper and Seth Miller are ready to answer your health questions and handle all your prescriptions. They offer free delivery, mail-out service, and accept all utility payments, all part of their good neighbor way of doing business. Visit Hicks & Baugh's at 304 Morgantown Street in Uniontown or call 724-437-2828. Open Monday to Friday, 9 to 6, and Saturday until 3.
Experiencing symptoms of COPD? Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale has been selected to conduct a clinical research study, and participants are needed. All study-related care will be provided at no cost, and no health insurance is required. Compensation up to $2,200 for qualified participants for time and travel. To learn more, call Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale at 724-220-5281. That's Frontier Clinical Research in Scottsdale at 724-220-5281.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. It is Open Conversation, 724-438-4593. Alrighty. So, you've heard the term of mixed marriages, right? So, how about a mixed marriage of sporting teams? You root for one team and your spouse roots for another team. You know, that's their team. How do you handle that? Is it just good-natured ribbing the entire time together? You know, I wouldn't think that'd be the best way to go about it, don't you? But I bring that up because, you know, the Pirates travel to New York tomorrow. They're probably already there. Take on the New York Mets. And, well, my son is a Pirate fan, and his wife is a Mets fan. And I was talking to him last night, and yeah, things had already started going back and forth between them with the little jabs here and there. You know, all in fun, all good-natured. But do you have that same dynamic in your house? So I just, you know, kind of, you know, I don't have that problem in my house because my wife doesn't care about sports at all. I mean, if there's any problem, she just annoys me saying whatever about, you know, it's the stupid bull, right? So but so it's I guess in that case it's a sports fan and a non-sports fan. She just doesn't care. You know, you go to a baseball game and she's like, "Is that where they kick the golf ball through the uprights?" It's like, dear, just don't. You're not even funny. So how do you handle that in your household? I'm just curious. Just a little fun there, a little levity, I guess. So 724-438-4593. Speaking of baseball, we've got high school baseball coming to you. In about an hour from now, Connellsville takes on Laurel Highlands, so you'll be able to listen to it here on WMBS. Again, in about an hour, pregame's going to start with the first pitch at 4 o'clock. So there's some baseball for you there. The Major League Baseball with the Pirates and the Mets, that's tomorrow at 12:50 is the pregame with first pitch at 1:15. So there will be no What's on Your Mind tomorrow, not even a short show. So you'll have to wait until Friday, I guess, when Kendall will be on here with Bill. So we also have, March Madness, Sweet 16. Heats back up this weekend, starting tomorrow and goes through the weekend. So we've got March Madness with the Sweet 16. And how's your bracket doing? Of the 26 million brackets that the NCAA says were filled out prior to the start of March Madness, there are absolutely none left that are perfect. None. Zero. So going on that assumption, I'm going to guess your bracket is 0-2. Of course, maybe you do have a perfect bracket. You just do it within your office. You got somebody leading the way that organizes all of that. So maybe you got one going on there, but probably not. So how's your bracket going? Have you thrown it out the window already? Said, there's no way you're winning, so you just anyway. It is kind of fun though. So we got a couple more weeks of the Sweet 16, of the tournament. So, but I hope your bracket is going well enough for you to win whatever it is you've got going on it. So there's that. Also, the NFL draft. Pittsburgh Public Schools say they're closing down for 3 days. They're going to go to virtual learning because, well, they don't want to disrupt the big influx of people that are expected in downtown Pittsburgh for the draft. Are you going to be one of them? Are you heading into Pittsburgh for the draft? You got a couple weeks to figure it all out, map out your agenda, your itinerary, what you want to do, when you want to do it, where you might want to eat. Restaurants are getting extra staff. They're trying to get extra seating, putting extra hours on. So there's that. Shops are staying open longer. They've stocked up with all kinds of NFL paraphernalia to cash in on this. Again, anywhere from like 500,000 to 1 million people they are expecting to come to Pittsburgh for the NFL. Who'd have thought? It's a draft. I mean, there's no competition. There's no long pass. There's no deep run, a punt kickoff return. None of that. You're just finding out which college player is going to go to which NFL team. And to me, it's hard to fathom that it has turned into such a money-making scheme, if you will. I don't. It's a draft. So what? But I guess I'm in the minority there. Yes, I enjoy football. Not to the point where I'm going to sit down and study college rosters and who's come out early, who's going to get drafted where, what team needs a linebacker and which team needs a quarterback, and who might go where and when. And I'm not going to waste my time doing that. To me, there's more important things to do than that. But hey, if that's your thing, okay, so be it. More power to you. I just don't understand it. Maybe you do. If you do, give me a call. Try to explain it to me, would you? I mean, maybe it's the competition of going up with the sports talking heads, the know-it-alls, right? Maybe that's it. So you can look at it and say, you can look in retrospect and say, yeah, my thoughts, my predictions were far better than the guy making millions of dollars on TV to talk about it. I should be there. Maybe that's part of it. Bragging rights. Is that it? Okay, I can understand doing that. That's kind of fun in its way. But the timing to get there and the prep, I'm just not, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that myself. 724-438-4593. Penguins are, they're playing tomorrow. They're in the final stretch. They've got roughly 15 games left to go in the regular season. trying to get back into the playoffs after missing them for a couple years. So are they going to make it? And how much so? I mean, are they going to win their division to make it? Will they be one of the top point getters team-wise? That'll put them in? At what place are they going to go? So you Penguin fans, what's your predictions on their, the final games of the season heading into the playoffs? So I'm confident. Again, I've told you before, I'm a Penguins fan. I don't understand the game of hockey, other than you try and put the puck in the other guy's net. The penalties and whatnot, the nuances, I don't get it. Don't understand it. I guess that's not having grown up with the sport. That might be part of it. But I'm confident. I'm confident that the Pens will make it back into the playoffs this year, and hopefully go far. The ultimate goal, of course, is the Stanley Cup. It's been a while since they won it, so is it their year? Could be. It could be. The best team doesn't always win, as you know. So keep our fingers crossed, right? Hey, we're going to take a little break. When we come back, though, both lines are open, 724-438-4593. And you and I together will finish out hour 2 of What's on Your Mind after this.
Unlock the energy at Live Casino Pittsburgh during the Spring ZDX giveaway. Play daily to earn entries toward our giveaway drawings on March 27th and 28th, where you could win a share of over $55,000 in prizes, or race away in a new 2026 Acura ZDX all-wheel drive EV. Get charged up for the Acura ZDX giveaway on March 27th and 28th, only at Live Casino Pittsburgh. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
The weather's warming up, and those big outdoor projects are calling. So, who are you going to call? Well, no. How about you call 3P Excavating and Plumbing of Smithfield? From French drains and septic systems to site prep for homes and buildings, plus driveway and utility line clearing, 3P's does it all. Get your property ready the right way. Call 3P Excavating and Plumbing today at 724-880-5215 or find them on Facebook.
Looking to update your home? Koval Building Supply at 40 Monroe Avenue in Uniontown is more than your plumbing supply store. We specialize in kitchen and bathroom remodels that transform your space from outdated to outstanding. Our designers work with you to create the look you've always wanted, with custom cabinetry, countertops, and flooring options to fit your style and budget. Call Koval today at 724-437-8824 or visit kovalsupply.com to plan your dream kitchen or bath. Koval Building Supply, everything you need to make your house feel like home.
Tune in each Saturday morning from 6 to 7 a.m. right here on WMBS 590 AM and FM 101.1 for Garden Talk Radio. It's the Gardening with Joey and Holly radio show, topic-focused, guests from across the country, and answering your garden questions. Send your questions in now to gardentalkradio@gmail.com or call anytime to 1-800-927-SHOW. That's every Saturday morning from 6 to 7 a.m. right here on WMBS 590 AM and FM 101.1. Catch the replay Monday evenings from 6 to 7 p.m.
Why move? Grow into the home you love and transform your space with First Federal of Greene County. They offer home equity loans, home equity lines of credit, and FHA Title I home improvement loans, all to keep your roots planted where you want to be. Visit a loan officer today or lock in your rate before the market heats up and apply online anytime at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729.
When you need notary services, trust the best. Sandy Howell Notary Services, back-to-back gold medal winner for Best Notary in Fayette County. They're here for you with extended hours to fit your schedule. Sandy Howell's also the 2025 gold medal winner for Best Title Company. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 8:30, and Saturdays, 9 to 5. Call 724-564-8955 today for Sandy Howell Notary Services, where excellence is signed and sealed.
Are you tired of looking at the same old furniture day in and day out? Then it's time to let Chesler's Fine Furniture work their magic. Chesler's offers the finest in name brand home furnishings by famous manufacturers, plus accent pieces that underline your unique sense of style, and they are all sale price. There are living room suits by King Hickory, Lancer, Craftmaster, and Best Chair, each offering a distinct flair of comfort and design in many styles and fabrics. The largest selection of metal dinettes by Douglas, and dining sets in your choice of finishes and woods. Chesler's has exceptional bedding by White Dove and Imperial in your choice of size and firmness. Chesler's Fine Furniture also offers genuine Lazy Boy recliners and living room suits for pure relaxing comfort. In addition to the great deals and incredible value, you can count on Chesler's for friendly, courteous service, delivery, and layaway. Credit terms are available with up to 6 months, same as cash. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 in Uniontown, where customers send their friends.
Welcome back to What's on Your Mind. I'm Russ Rhodes, your host. We've got about 4 minutes left in today's show. Plenty of time to give me a buzz. 724-438-4593. Hello, welcome to What's on Your Mind.
Good afternoon. I have a question.
I'll try and answer it.
I understand that the Uniontown Country Club is now owned by South Union.
That's my understanding as well.
I have several questions, and if anybody knows the answers, I would like to hear these answers. I'll listen to it on the radio. Is the country club in South Union Township?
Yes.
And how is this going to work? As far as who's going to run it, who's going to assume the profits, if any, et cetera.
Yeah, well, so from my understanding, South Union Township fully owns the country club now. So, and it's also my understanding that the employees that were there as far as the groundskeeping and grounds work, they have now been hired on as basically employees of the township. When it comes to the restaurant, I have not heard. I don't know how they're handling that. I don't know if they're going to contract out with a second entity to run that. I don't know. They have set a membership schedule. So if you are a homeowner, a resident of South Union Township, you get to pay one price for a membership. If you live outside of the township, you're going to pay a higher price for a membership. Same as, day golfing. If you're a resident, you're going to pay a very low price. If you're non-resident, again, you're going to pay a higher price. So, the supervisors, I think, have not been very forthcoming with all their plans. Myself, I have no idea what their business plan is.
Have you heard anything about a swimming pool, if they're going to
there's been
install a new
rumors.
swimming
Yeah, there's been rumors about that. Again, I don't know if that's actually going to take place, and if so, when.
So it doesn't sound to me like too much information has actually been finalized.
Yeah. Now, maybe if you're a resident of South Union Township, they've been more forthcoming. I'm not. I'm a resident of Uniontown.
Well, I am a resident,
okay.
and I still don't know a
Yeah.
lot of things.
Yeah.
I think I like the idea.
Mm-hmm.
I was all for it, and I still am. I think because the Uniontown Country Club was pretty much falling apart. So I think this is a great thing if it's handled properly.
Yeah,
Anyhow, if
I don't disagree.
anybody else has any ideas, or
Yeah.
I'd like to hear.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with you. I mean, I had invited one of the supervisors onto this show last year, and he had accepted my invitation. Well, the day before, he changed his mind and didn't come on. So,
Well, let's see if we can get somebody on, too.
so there's still questions. Okay, it's coming off the tax rolls, I understand. But what about Laurel Highlands that got tax money? What about the county itself that got tax money from that. That goes away. You
yeah,
know?
a lot of questions.
So, yeah, a lot of questions. A lot of questions.
And
so,
the other thing, how much did we pay for that? Now, I've heard 2.4. However, is that correct?
I think they paid less for it, but I don't know then if that included equipment, which might have been an additional cost. So the final cost, I honestly don't know. But I think for the country club itself, it was less than what you just stated, I think.
Yeah, well, like I said, that's what I heard.
Yeah,
You know.
So,
Okay, thanks a lot.
But, yep, thanks for your call. Appreciate it.
Yeah, it's okay. I on the surface, I really don't have a problem with the township buying and operating the Uniontown Country Club. But to me, there are still a lot of unanswered questions. They say it's not going to cost the taxpayers anything. Okay, is that the best case scenario? If everything goes according to plans, what happens if the plans don't work out the way you anticipate? Then what? So, hey, we're out of time. CBS News is next, followed by TJ. I'm done for the week. I'll see you next week. This is What's on Your Mind, WMBS Uniontown. It's 3 o'clock.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by JTV.com.
I'm Jennifer Kuiper. Meta and Google are found liable of fueling social media addiction among children. The jury has voted to award $3 million in damages to a woman who alleged that using YouTube and Instagram as a child led to addictive use and mental health problems. CBS News tech contributor Ian Scher.
The jury decision effectively says to the tech industry that regardless of the intentions of their products, they are creating meaningful harm toward people. And the companies who made these products need to be held responsible.
Loyola Law School professor Lori